What is going on, y'all? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you seem to be watching this. Today's video is going to be pretty simple. It's just, I'm going to tell y'all a little story because a lot of people that have known me growing up, I had an extreme fear of snakes. Like, it was bad. Like, I was terrified of snakes. And now in the past few years, I have 4 snakes now. 4 snakes, a gecko, and a turtle. And Kale, my dog, of course. I never understood why I was afraid of snakes, other than the usual phobias. You know, they can kill you. They eat people. I was terrified of giant constrictors. You can attribute that to the movie Anaconda. But seriously. For the longest time, honestly, until I was probably about 20, I was terrified of snakes. Like, I'm running. You pull a snake out, I'm running. And now I have 4 of them. Well, I'm going to tell y'all the story of how I got over this fear. Like I said, I was about 20 years old. I had been partying all night, and I stayed at my friend's house. My friend had a ball python. It had been loose in his house for about a week. He couldn't find it. He was like, it'll come out when it's hungry, all that good stuff. Well, me sleeping on this couch, pretty much still drunk, around 4 in the morning, I opened my eyes. And when I open my eyes, I see this pile of something on my stomach. And I'm confused. Keep in mind, I'm still tipsy. So I touch it. And it's kind of cold and it feels kind of weird. And I'm like, what is this? What is it? So I pick it up. Keep in mind, I'm still laying down and I'm tipsy. I pick him up, I look, and I see his little head poke out of his coils. And in my hazy, drunken, sleepy state, I was like, oh, it's the homie snake. And I'm noticing I'm not scared. And I wasn't scared. I'm holding him. And I get up. I walk up the stairs in my homeboy's room. Put him back in his enclosure. And I close it. And my homeboy wakes up. He wakes me up a little later. And says, hey man, the snake just got back in its cage. What happened? I was like, oh, he crawled up on me on the couch at like 4 this morning. My homeboy's like, and you didn't throw him across the room or try to kill him? You weren't scared? I was like, nah, man. Honestly, after that, haven't been afraid of snakes since. Held plenty of different types of snakes. The past 3 years, I've had my own personal snakes now. My Kenyan sand boa, Jake the Snake, is the one I've had the longest. I've had him 2 years now. And he's a male, so he's not going to get very big. For sand boas anyway. Sand boas don't get big anyway. Biggest females get are about 3 feet. Males are lucky if they get over a foot. So he's pretty much almost done growing, and he's maybe 10 inches. Maybe. But he was the first snake I got. And I wanted to start off because I didn't feel like I feel comfortable enough to work with like a ball python or a boa just yet, a couple years ago. So I figured I'd start out with something small and something that I thought looked cool. Well, the name sand boa implies that they're a burrowing snake. So when I first got him, I put him in his enclosure and I walked out of the room to let him get comfortable. You know, he had his water and his hides and all that good stuff. So I go in there to check on him just to see. You know, and I can't find him anywhere. I've looked under all the caves. I've looked under the water dish. And then it hit me. He's a sand boa. He's probably in his, buried himself. He's burrowed into his substrate. So I dig around and I find him. Now, I feel like once you get past, because some Sambos can be a little nippy. Jake, he's nippy, but his head's this big. He can't hurt you. And I feel like instead of starting off with ball pythons, because I feel like because ball pythons are so readily available and they're sold at every pet store, that people think they're good beginner snakes. In my experience, ball pythons are good snakes. They're hardy snakes, but they're not good for beginners because a lot of their eating habits. We'll get into that in a minute. Got to finish my story. So, I was disappointed with Jake because he's a beautiful snake. He's black and orange. He's like Halloween-y. I love Halloween. So, of course, I wanted him. But I never see him unless it's feeding time or I'm cleaning out his enclosure, in which case I got to dig around and pull him out before I switch out his substrate and everything. So I don't ever see him. Which, you know, it sucks. People would come over and be like, well, where's your snake? And I take them in the room and they see this empty tank. They're like, are you on drugs, Parrish? No, he's in there. You just got to dig around for him. Well, the next snake I got, well, I didn't get a snake next. I got my leopard gecko. And my leopard gecko, Seth, he's cool. He doesn't get as much love as my snakes. People aren't really interested in geckos for some reason. I don't know why. Kale's over here messing with my cords. Sit down, baby. She's not getting the attention. So she's mad. Alright, but, yeah, Seth, he doesn't get a lot of love on my socials, but, you know, I love him. A lot of people are just like, oh, great, another leopard gecko. Whatever. But he's good. You know, he likes to chill on my chest and all that good stuff. And then I got Griselda. Now, Griselda is, she's a year and a half now. She is a ball python. She's a BHB chocolate bloodline, so she's a chocolate. And basically, somebody asked me, well, what's the difference between a normal and a chocolate? Really, it's just the blushing in the color. That's literally it. It made her $10 more expensive than just a normal ball python. But if I make the right breeding selections with her, which I plan to do, I'm hoping she has a small clutch. I'm not trying to keep them all, but I'm going to either breed her to another chocolate or a banana. I haven't decided yet. Sit down. Come on. Come up here. Come on. Sit down. Sorry about that. But, yeah. She, and I learned real quick, the eating habits of ball pythons are way different. Jake is a garbage disposal, and he'd eat every day if I let him. Ball pythons, they're very finicky when it comes to food. Griselda, she's not eaten for me twice. But other than that, she's a pretty good eater. She's gotten up to the point where she can now eat large adult mice or small rats. Sometimes even a medium rat. I feed her, if it's a small rat, I feed her once a week. If I give her a medium rat, I'll wait 2 weeks. Because to let it fully digest and all that good stuff, you don't want to overfeed them. But she's in that range where she can eat from a large adult mouse to a small medium rat. Which is great, and I love her. She's growing. She hasn't had any shed problems. She hasn't, she's not aggressive at all. She's sweet. She doesn't even bark. She doesn't even hiss at Kale when she's out, because Kale likes to bark at her. I don't let Kale get in range where she could actually bite the snake. She just hangs off the bed and barks. She sits in her cage and barks, basically. And, yeah, she won't come close to Griselda, but she'll run into her cage and lay down and bark at her from a distance. It's kind of funny. But, and dealing with Griselda, I had her for about 4 months before I got my next snake, which was another ball python, an older one. He's a male. His name's Ka. And I don't know his exact age, but I'd say he's between 2 and 3 years old, because he's pretty much fully grown. He is difficult when it comes to feeding. When I first got him, every other week like clockwork, large rat. It's going down. It's going down. Then I noticed if I give him an all white rat, he won't eat it. If I give him a solid dark rat, he won't eat it. If I give him a rat that has a pattern on it, he'll eat it. He'll eat a pattern rat, like where it's got white spots and black or brown spots. He'll eat that. But if the rat is a solid color, he will not eat it. Now, his last meal, luckily, because he hadn't eaten in 3 weeks, I had to get a live rat. So I wasn't happy about that. I don't like feeding my snakes live if I can help it. And that's just a me thing. Like, I don't want the animal to get squeezed to death. Like, if your snake's eating frozen thaw, let it eat frozen thaw. But I was so nervous about him not eating, and I didn't take into account that it's breeding season. Right now it's ball python breeding season, and he's a mature male. So they go off of food, which now, like I said, he ate his last meal, which was 3 weeks ago, which I was surprised he ate, and it was live. Well, not last week. What is today? Yeah, okay, so Friday, last week, I got another live rat to see if he would eat. It had been 3 weeks. Nothing. So, Griselda can't eat the rat. Jake can't eat the rat. Payne can't eat the rat. The turtle can't eat the rat. The gecko can't eat the rat. And Kale can't eat the rat. Well, Kale probably would eat the rat, but I don't want her to eat the rat. So, I have a rat in a tank that I'm waiting for Ka to eat, basically, because I'm not going to go buy him another frozen thawed one. I'm going to wait until he's hungry, and once a week I'm going to try to feed him. So, we'll see what happens. But I don't like feeding my snakes live if I can help it. That's just a personal choice by me. You do whatever you want with your animal, but I've seen what happens when your snake doesn't eat something live and you leave it in there with the snake. Rats and mice will maul snakes. So that's another reason I'm not a fan of it. I don't want to unintentionally, by feeding my snake something live, it get injured. Like when I put live food in with Ka, when I put that first live rodent in, I stayed in there the whole time and made sure he really killed it and he ate it. Which it took a while, and I got nervous. It took about 10 minutes, and I was worried the rat was going to start messing with him. I don't want a rat to bite my snakes. I don't want that. I know it happens in the wild, and it's natural. But if you can avoid it, avoid it. Again, this is my opinion. But sometimes you have to feed a live rat or mouse to your animal. I couldn't get him to eat frozen thawed. I tried a live. He ate it. Waited 3 weeks. Now he's got another live one, and he's not eating again. Who knows? He could just want another frozen thaw. But all my other snakes have no problem. Even Payne, the Western Diamondback, he has no problem eating frozen thawed, which is great. But yeah, I would not recommend a ball python for anybody's first snake because I don't feel like they're a good beginner snake because they're finicky with the eating. If you start messing up temperatures or their humidity's off, they can have really bad, they have bad sheds, all kinds of crazy stuff. They get weird. When anything's off, they get weird. You can always tell when something's off with your ball python because they get weird. They'll start doing weird things. Like you might see them hanging out somewhere in their tank where they never go, in their enclosure or where they never go. If your heat's right and humidity's right, at night they're active because they're nocturnal animals, so they're a little bit more active at night. But for the most part, ball pythons are going to coil up where it's warm, where it's nice to their liking, and they're going to chill. That's it. If anything's off, you're going to see erratic change in their behavior really quick. And like I said, the feeding, they're finicky, and it can get crazy. But my recommendation for anybody for a beginner snake would be a king snake or a corn snake. They're tough, they're hardy, they're eaters. They can deal with the humidity being a little off or a little up or down. They can deal with it really well. They're really tough. Not saying go out there and just say forget it and torture the animal. I'm just saying if circumstances arise, they can handle certain things better than, say, a ball python would. Same thing with my Western Diamondback Payne. he handles, because they are wild snakes, he's venomous and he's local to this area. You know, they're local to the Four Corners area. They can deal with the cold. They go into brumation, and he can deal with the cooler temperatures. It doesn't get cooler in my room. My room's temperature stays around 85. So it's hot and humid in my room all the time. It's not enjoyable sometimes. In the summertime, it sucks. Right now, it's winter. I don't really mind it too much. The humidity's still kind of eh. But hey, it's keeping my nose, you know, moist and all that good stuff. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about my snakes, give y'all a little information, let y'all know how I feel about them. Yeah, just a quick little snake video, how I got over my fear, my snakes, my experiences with these snakes, and all that good stuff. But y'all have a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year. I'm almost at one of my goals for this channel, which I'm really proud of. I'm literally just one subscriber away from 50 subscribers, which I know doesn't seem like a lot, but it is, and I'm excited. And y'all keep showing me love, man. Comment on the videos and all that good stuff. Just, you know, give me some feedback. Tell me some things y'all want to see in these videos. If you want to see my snakes, if you want to see my dog, want to see me arm wrestle somebody, whatever, just let me know. But y'all have a good one, and stay up, hustle and grind, don't stop. You gotta make it to the top.